concise, no personal attacks, participate actively, and silence your phones. We are streamlining, and the good news about streamlining is that it's history. We're making history tonight. In spite of everything that's going on with the different activities in our city, the great debate tonight, this is going to be something that's going to be a fusion to support black men. And once black men take the role, everything else falls in place. So the first segment, we're going to move into what's known as a community leaders segment. And this section is dedicated to hearing from various community representatives who will provide updates on local issues, achievements, and events. Our aim is to keep everyone informed and engaged. That's our goal of what is happening within our community. So let's welcome our first speaker, Minister Uhuru.
Yeah.
Greetings. I'm Minister Uhuru. I am so happy to be here, with all jokes aside, because I believe that this is more than enough. When I say more than enough, my topic I want to validate is unity. And we have a lot of leaders in our neighborhood, but more importantly, we have unity. And it seems like black men are crabs in the barrel in some aspect. We pull each other down, and we subconsciously do this. And I don't know why we constantly do this, but we do. And in order to make sure that we do not do this, we have to be crystal clear as to who we are, what our time is, what our destiny is, and then get up and do for ourselves. For God so loved this whole wide world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. So I bring you greetings from the King Emmanuel Baptist Church, where my pastor is Pastor Darrell F. Bell. We're having our 55th anniversary this Saturday, and I invite each and every one of you to come. Again, my theme is focused on the conspiracy to destroy black men. Why should we be afraid as if we're going to be afraid of black men? Well, I can tell you this. There are certain people such as the Honorable Murray S. Berry. Have y'all heard of Murray S. Berry? Everyone's heard of Murray S. Berry. So there was a young lady by the name of Rashida Moore. Rashida Moore was taken out of jail. She was cleaned up, and she was brought to do her work through the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Then there was a young man by the name of Harry Thomas. Harry Thomas was our Ward 5 representative, and he had a lot of intrinsities in terms of helping young men. For example, his father was the city council person in Ward 5, and he was one of the first black men to own a liquor store, believe it or not, in terms of the imports. And the reason why a lot of people really loved him was because that he spoke truth to power. And he would always say, I have a very serious problem with this issue. A very serious problem. And then there's another young man by the name of Michael Brown. Michael Brown was the son of Ron Brown, and he was also the secretary for Bill Clinton. But because of atrocities of being caught up in the system, he was plagued and framed of dealing with tax evasion and accepting money. And then there's Kwame Brown. Kwame Brown did a lot of great work. Kwame Brown believed in himself. Kwame Brown was going to be the chair of the city council. So I'm here to tell you to accept your own and be yourself. Accept your own and be yourself. Trayon White. We know about Trayon White and what's going on. On one side, you see probable cause. And on another side, you see entrapment. So you make the call. And we see we have our chief conductor here, Attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz. Let's give him a black hand. He had a town hall meeting last week in Ward 8. Ward 8 is a great ward. Ward 8 speaks truth to power. Ward 8 is about embodiment. Ward 8 is about taking care of our own. So that's why I'm standing here. I'm trying to let you know about the historical remedies. The historical remedies of the wrong. Because you see, a contract is a promise or a set of promises, breach for which the law recognizes as a duty or the performance of any given remedy. And that's why we're here tonight at Unity Night, to find some solutions, to relinquish some of the trauma, and most importantly, to love one another. United we stand, divided we fall. United we stand, divided we fall. So let me read this to you. This is coming from Michelle Alexander. And she wrote this book called The New Jim Crow. It says, time served. Once convicted of felony drug charges, one's chances of being released from the system in short order are slim at best. The elimination of judicial discretion through mandatory sentencing laws has forced judges to impose sentences for drug crimes that are often longer than those violent crimes and criminals receive. That's the point that I want to focus on tonight. We have what's known as unity in our community by being at E-Life. We can exchange ideas. We have what is known as unity in our community by supporting each other. United we stand, divided we fall. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey said, up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. So Trayon White was born in the southeast area, and he was riddled with a lot of special elections of which he became a board election member. So we have to look at the good and also focus on what is known as probable cause. My last point I want to make is dealing with black people. You can get the white from the black. I'm sorry, you can get the black from the white, but you can't get the white from the black. You can get the dominant from the recessive genes, but you can't get the recessive from the dominant genes. So it's our job to work together as one. Can we agree on that?
Yes, sir.
We have to agree that we have to work together as one. And that's the only way we will take the baby steps to build everything into fruition. At this time, I'm getting ready to bring on another speaker. This is Brother Imam Ali.
Yes, sir.
And he's taught a lot of great wisdom in our midst. He's taught people how to shine when it's dark time. He's taught people about light when there's darkness.
Teach.
He's taught people about willing to give and not even worrying about getting things in return.
Absolutely.
Because the devil plan and God plan, and God is the best of planners. So let's bring up Brother Imam Ali.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I bear witness that all praise and thanks belong to Allah and to Allah alone. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah, wahdahu la sharika lah, and that one God is alone and doesn't share his divinity or his rulership. Wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. I bear witness that Muhammad ibn Abdullah of Arabia is his servant and messenger. And I would like to extend a heartfelt thank you to all of you all for coming out tonight and for the brothers that invited me to speak. We're talking tonight about a subject that is close to our heart. If what we're talking about tonight is true, and we're going to prove it's true without a doubt.
Yes, sir.
What we're talking about tonight is true, then we have a responsibility to take the message to those that is not here. Now, let me share this with you. Anybody that hear the truth and you find yourself in a situation where you should speak about that truth and you don't say anything and you withhold that information, number one, you are an enemy to your race. Number two, you are a silent coward because you know that what somebody just said is not correct and you won't straighten it out. Meaning that we have a serious problem here on planet Earth, and that problem is racism, white supremacy.
Yes, sir.
And the collaborators from amongst ourselves, those bootlickers that's lined up with them. So we're going to keep it clean. Now, what I want to say something about is the historical realities that have happened here in America that are already historical facts that these people done worked something on us. When we look at it, three things we need in order to get our minds right. We have to look at the historical consciousness. Where do you draw your historical consciousness from? That's one. Your linguistic factor. Can you read and write the language of your foreparents? That way you can understand their messages as opposed to the message that somebody else brings to you. And when you hear a message from your own kind, what is your psychological temperament? Do you say, man, that chump up there wailing, he don't have a clue what he's talking about? Or do you have the ability to say, that's something new, I need to go research what he's talking about? Or are you going to recognize the truth and support the truth? Now, we're going somewhere. As we know that it is basically illegal to talk about some of the things that we talk about because they call it critical race theory. Meaning that we can't talk about what white folks have done to us here in the United States because what it does, it produces guilt and it produces shame in little white children.
That's right.
Teach.
Okay, we're going to keep it clean.
Come on now, tell the truth.
We're going to keep it clean. See, these devils, these human devils, they've been getting away too long by hiding the historical facts. And now that we are conscious enough to tell our story, they have made it illegal to tell our story. So, what we're going to do here today is we're going to tell their story.
That's right.
From their records. The information that I'm going to share with you today is called biological experimentation by the United States of America. This information was declassified in 1977 under the Freedom of Information Act. So these their records.
That's right.
What we're saying here now, if it's a lie, their record told it. Now, 1931, the Puerto Rican cancer experiment was undertaken by Dr. Cornelius Rose under the auspices of the Rockefeller Institute of Medical Investigation. Infected human subjects with cancer cells, he later goes to establish the U.S. Army biological warfare facilities. All right. He did that on the moon. He didn't do that down here on planet Earth, so we basically have no argument. You want to know where he did the first medical center at? You standing in it. Come on. Now let's go on a little bit further. These their records. This is declassified information. Now, it says, and is named to the United States U.S. Army Atomic Energy Commission. Not only is he a chemical research war criminal, right? Backed by Cecil Rose and Rockefeller. Who know who Cecil Rose is? Come on with it. That man is responsible for more murders than Hitler 10 times over.
Teach.
Do you hear me?
Teach.
That man amputated our grandmothers and grandfathers. He amputated their arms, their hands, their legs, and left them alive to die, laying in the desert, bleeding out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. That's their record.
Yep.
We talking about what they say, not me. Now, because see, we need to go a little further. Because see, we don't believe certain things. In 1956, the United States military released mosquitoes infected with yellow fever over Savannah, Georgia, and Avon Park, Florida. Army agents posing as public health officials test victims for the effects. Who are these people in our neighborhood that pull up in these medical trucks and we jumping on this truck and they drilling in our mouth, pulling our teeth, they giving us all kind of blood tests and everything right in the neighborhood? Don't nobody know them. You ever been to the DMV lately? You go in there and they'll give you a $5 check if you let them put something in your mouth, saying they want to test you for AIDS and HIV. And we sit there and open our mouth and we let somebody put something in our mouth that we don't have a clue what it is. And the next thing you know, you got sores growing where you didn't have none before. But they wouldn't do this. But they just said they did do it. We just talking, relaxing our nerves a little bit. All right, 1965, Project CIA and the Department of Defense begin MK Research, a program to develop the capability to manipulate human behavior through the use of mind-altering drugs. Remember I talked about that Pepperdine, that embalming fluid last week? That they just let in our neighborhood. If you smoked angel dust back in the day, you were smoking Pepperdine, and Pepperdine is a main ingredient that's in embalming fluid. If you was drinking that Screwdriver, Boone's Farm, Thunderbird, Pepperdine was in there. And that is a main ingredient in embalming fluid. And what does embalming fluid do? Embalming fluid keep you alive, but it kills the cells. They can call me a liar, but hey, Boss said that. This declassification information from Boss. Because see, if I come up here and say all of this, it's going to be a problem. Because see, man, that Ali up there welling again with that stuff. So today, Ali up here letting Boss say and speak for himself. We got one or two more things, and we're going to see if we can call it a day. 1970, United States intensifies its development of ethnic weapons. Oh boy. Why are we here today? Because we are saying that it is a conspiracy to kill black men and black women. And see, up at ceasefire, don't smoke the brother and sister. We're going to tell you what they doing to our brothers, and we're going to tell you what they doing to our sisters. But right now, this is an ethnic weapon that they have made to work on somebody. Somebody help me out what ethnic mean.
Teach.
That mean a group of people. Now they got a weapon that they making that's designed for a group of people. Let me see what's going on here. Because see, boss gonna tell us the story. United States intensifies its development of ethnic weapons designed to selectively target and eliminate specific ethnic groups who are susceptible due to genetic differences and variances in the DNA. If they put an agent in there that will attack melanin, we ain't got to worry about now cracker dying.
That's right.
Because ain't but one of us got melanin in our skin. And you wonder why every time you go somewhere, they want 3 vials of blood test with. What they doing with all that blood? Come on now. You only need a drop of blood to test something. You got a, what they call that thing, a microscope that you done, that junk or zero in 100,000 times plus. So why you need 3 whole vials? Stop playing with me. Something is going on here, brothers and sisters. Now, that was in 1970. Now, 1970, that's when they started the test. So we'll give them, let's say it's going to take them 20 years to get it right. All of the 70s, all of the 80s. So now here we are in the 90s. I gotta get down there to sit because see, you can't sit. Some of it is in yellow. See, some of it is in yellow and I can't see it unless I get down on it. Now, 1990, more than 1,500 6-month-old black and Hispanic babies in Los Angeles are given experimental measles vaccine that had never been licensed for use in the United States. They gave it to 1,500 babies, right? Now, go back and check how many babies, black and brown, died during the next 3 years after those shots. And let's keep it clean. If they said 1,500, we know it was 15,000. Yeah, so they can stop playing the games with us. So, okay, we not finished. We got 1 or 2 more things. Now, 1995, the United States government admits that it had offered Japanese war criminals and scientists who had performed human medical experiments, they offered them salaries and immunity from prosecution in exchange for the biological information that they had. But they wouldn't do nothing like that to us. Not these good old white folks. Not these good old Kafirs, these no good, dirty, low-life, non-human beings. Yeah, they wouldn't do that. And the sad part about it is they have made it illegal to say something about it. That's what my time up. Oh, because I really don't like this. Okay, because I'm really not a speaker. And I done told Malik that I don't like talking, so Malik throws me up here. Yeah, but what I'm saying though, all right, so, but what I'm saying is that we got to find a solution. And like we needed a solution 20 years ago. 20 years ago, we needed a solution because what's going on in the street right now, this stuff has never happened in our genetic history.
That's right.
The problems we're faced with right now, we have never had these problems in our community like we have them now. what is one of the #1 problems in our community? Not suicide, but mental-suicidal maniacs are running free in our community. What is menticide? Menticide is when somebody wash your brain. They go inside your head, crack your skull open, pull your brain out, stick it down in a bucket of bleach, and then put it in a bucket of white paint and put it back inside your head and sew it up and release you in our community. All of the melanin that was in your skin was taken out with the bleach, and then they dumped it in a bucket of white filth and sent you back in our community, and they running through our community, killing our babies. But I ain't gonna never forget the little girl up there, and she walking on the string. No, this one was in the stroller, and they shot that baby up there in Southeast. And when we found out, they didn't even hit the person they was looking for. Killed 2 innocent men, shot another innocent man, and shot that baby, and the person they want, they missed. We got bodies burning in the street in Washington, D.C. Don't forget the car crash this last month we talking about. Split in half, bodies in the street on fire, and the parents don't have enough sense to take the babies off the line of fire. The little babies standing there looking at dead bodies burning in the street. What is going to be the psyche of that baby when that baby is like 10 or 15? Come on now. Carjacking. We have never had carjacking as a problem in our community until Grand Theft Auto came out. When Grand Theft Auto came out, you had a group of babies that grew up playing that game, right? And now that group of babies are in their teens now, and they're living out the game that they played. Tell me that that don't count. Because I got some stuff that I want to share, and we're going to call it a day. How many of y'all remember Ice-T, the rapper down there in California? He came out with a acid rock song. Not a rap song, an acid rock song. And the police said, we will never stand guard at any concert that he ever make because he's influencing people to attack the police. And he said, no, it's the same kind of record that we make when we talking about riding through our neighborhood. What was on that record? He said, I'm riding with my headlights turned off. I got my 12-gauge sawed off. I'm about to dust some cops off. They went crazy. They went crazy. They went crazy because they knew that he was talking to a group of people that they had already trained as killers. Except for he reversed it. They was trained to kill us, and he taught them to kill their own kind, cops. They went off. They wouldn't have it. When the other rap group came out with that record, Fuck the Police, they said, oh no, you can't do that. You can't sing that nowhere. If you do, we're going to lock you up. NWA. But before that, what did they do? They went crazy on us back in the 60s and the 70s. No more pigs in our community. Off the pigs. No more pigs in our community. Off the pigs. They went crazy. And we're not advocating nobody going out doing nothing. We're not saying that. But we're saying what they don't like, but what they will give a license for somebody to do to us. Our children listening to these crazy rap records, and they're living this stuff out. I don't know if you've seen some of the videos that's on the television that's free for them to watch. You know, like, it ain't like MTV no more. Remember Ed Love and the Big Brother? When we used to watch MTV, well, I used to watch it. I don't know about y'all. I was young enough to watch MTV with my children, that is. Okay? But when you see this stuff now, they got dudes actually up there gunning people down with real guns. This is what they're feeding into the minds of our children.
That's right. Teach it.
Okay, one of y'all tell me where the store at that make guns. Not where we can go buy one, because we can walk out on the corner and buy. But where's the factory that make guns in our neighborhood that can produce the type of weaponry that's in our neighborhood?
Not nowhere to be found.
Huh? Come on now. Yeah, come on. See, this stuff is not a joke. These people are not playing with us. And we need to clean our act up, right? And listen, it's going to take all of us to pull this one off, because all of us are affected by it. And if all of us don't take a stance today, you will go down in history tomorrow as not doing your job. I thank y'all very much for bearing with me. You know, and I won't overstay this time. Thank you. Now we good. I'm gonna stop right there. Yes. Song it.
Let's give it up. Let's give it up. Let's give it up for Brother Mom, the leader, Ali. Yes, sir. Speaking truth to power. That's what I'm talking about. And if y'all think he's a joke, y'all need to come on to Nelson Place where we're going to shut him down. Shut him down. Shut him down. O'Connor's Liquor Store, Brother Ali's on the front row. And that's what it's all about. Thank you, Brother Ali. May Allah bless you, sir. Yes, sir. At this time, we're going to have Brother Peter Jones to come say a few words on Facts Incorporated. Brother Mosiah Fit with the Young Wolves. And then we're going to have a great brother all the way from Baltimore, Tania, Baltimore, Brother Elijah. Yeah. In that order, please.
Brothers and sisters, it's very honored to be here today. I didn't know I was going to be speaking, but I have a lot to say. I just want y'all to know, though, but what we got to do as a people is we got to start lifting one another up. We can't be going around here showing examples to our children that it's okay to hate. And it starts at home. We got to start loving our women. We got to start loving our daughters, our brothers, and our sisters. We got to share love, man, like they did in the 60s. I don't know where this hate came from, but I would love to get rid of it. And all we need right now is continue the manifestation of love in all our hearts. And it begins with self. Because if you don't love self, there's no way you can love anyone else. The denial of self of love is having a personal relationship with a power greater than yourself. And I deem that every day. I ask the Creator to ask me to become a better person than what I am. Better than I was yesterday. A lot of times we think so negatively because we think that because what I did yesterday, I'm stuck with tomorrow. And I gotta look ahead. And the only thing I can see is the sky. And the only way I'm going to get up to that sky is by doing the right thing down here. So my mantra for everyone here and for myself is to look at self every day. How can I become a better person? Brother Uhuru and I have been running an organization by the name of FACTS. We started it back at the University of District of Columbia back in the 80s. FACTS stands for Fighting Apartheid Confrontation Transformation Systems. It was one of our brothers back in Africa that was he was being detained for a murder that he's supposed to have killed a Swiss agent. And this brother, we fought for his life here, but they executed him. We put a memorial on UDC's premises to let them know that we're never going to stop the fight for our brothers. There's a lot of brothers that are suffering right now. For a lot of pain that's going on. We got to start standing up for what's right. My nephew was convicted of selling drugs and murder for 24 years. Every day we fought to get him out of jail. Through the grace of God, he's free right now. Only through the grace of the Almighty. So we got to have hope. We got to have faith. That's right.
We got to believe.
That's right.
We got to encourage one another.
That's right.
And we have to be supportive, financially and spiritually, of one another like our ancestors did, man. Don't miss the peace, man. Don't get distracted by this wicked world, man, because it's very wicked.
It's distracting you from your ancestry, man, from the diaspora. The diaspora is us. We the people. It's us. We have to unite as one, not separate, but together. That means with all of your ills and all of my mess with me, I gotta still love you with my mess. Because all of us got mess with us.
All right.
Okay? Let's acknowledge the mess that we're in. We don't have to go forward that way. There's a better tomorrow. We got to be there to face it. Brother Uhura and I work with these youth this year, and a lot of these kids today, they think they're entitled. They don't realize how much blood has been wasted for them to be where they are. So we need to allow them to understand the price they got to pay to step in our shoes. We got to step it up, man. These kids are getting away with murder. We got to educate them on what life is all about. And we do it through love.
That's right. That's right.
Got to do it through love. That's the only remedy to any salvation problem. When I was a little boy, man, my grandson's age, I remember when I was 7, and I saw the dogs attacking our people in Mississippi and Alabama with Dr. King was protesting that, man, I cried like a baby, man. You know why? Because I didn't think that people were that hateful and that wicked. When I saw that, I had a different respect of people when I saw that. But you know what was growing up in me? It was an understanding of what true pain is. Can you imagine people before us, what they had to live through, man? Being denied so long, and never knowing when it's going to change. We're the change today, y'all. Don't sit back and let nothing happen. We got to make it happen.
That's right.
So let's get with the program and be about what we're about. Our people. Let's stand up upright, and stand up for something that we know is right, which is our people. We got to fight for this thing, man. It ain't going to be given to us. So when we need someone, we need to say, I'll step up. That's me. The next man standing, support your brothers and sisters. Financially, spiritually, and most of all, just pray for one another, man. That's the most important thing. I don't have a lot to say, but I just love all y'all, and I want y'all to just spread the disease of love. Please, please spread the disease of love. Thank you.
All right, brother.
Assalamu alaikum, family. Hotel, peace, power, and harmony, and all of the above. Before I start, I want to play one of the most powerful speeches. It's very short. It's not even going to be a minute that you've ever heard. And then I'm going to get right into what I would like to talk about.
You can't wait to get out of here and get a good night's sleep so you can go to your elevator plantation tomorrow. You're a slave. You're a slave to your car note. You're a slave to your rent. You're a slave to your lease. You're a slave to your telephone bill. You're a slave to your light bill, your gas bill. You're a slave. God damn it, this is the slave theater, and all radical slaves come here. The Nat Turner slaves come here.
That man right there is the reason why I'm here today. we are in a time where we are in a delusional comfort. Delusional comfort. We're at the point in time where our ancestors have done all the real bleeding, all the real struggling, all the real sacrifices, and now we reap the benefits of our ancestors' sacrifices because we can go to fancy restaurants with white people. We can wear the clothes by white people. We can marry white people. And we act like the struggle is really not there. See, what I learned is pain. Pain is one of the greatest motivators on this planet.
Teach that.
When people are in pain, they look for solutions. When people are not in enough pain, they withhold, they endure the not so bad reality. And I think that's what we're really at right now. We're in a stage where, you know, we can be millionaires and billionaires today, but we're being millionaires and billionaires with our enslavers on the money. Think about that. We're the only people that I know of in the world who actually carry the money of our enslavers on them and proudly, boastfully brag about making money that has the face of the man on it, that if he was alive today, he would say, nigga, you don't deserve this money. Nigga, your wife is mine. Nigga, go back out in that field. You can't have these kind of clothes on. That's the dollars that's in our pockets right now. So that speech right there by Dr. Khaled, it hit me so hard, you see it on my forehead, because I want to be a messenger. I want to be a reminder that this is a delusional reality we're in. We're in a delusional comfort. And I really pray to Allah, to God, whatever you call your creator, I pray for pain. Because that's the only thing that's going to truly wake us up to be the revolutionary king, queens, warriors that we are. Can a criminal, now I want to jump on what Imam Ali was saying. What he was talking about was cognitive dissonance. And if anybody studies Dr. Joy DeGraw, she breaks down what cognitive dissonance is. Cognitive dissonance is the discomfort a person feels when their behavior does not align with their values or beliefs. Cognitive dissonance is a psychological phenomenon that occurs when a person holds two contradictory beliefs at the same time. So for instance, oh, you just a slave, you ain't gonna feel this pain. That's cognitive dissonance. Oh, they just slaves, they don't deserve to vote. That's cognitive dissonance. It gives yourself an explanation or a reason, a justifiable reason to do your wrong, to do your harm, to do your damages. And that's what white folk have. They give themselves their own justification to do whatever they want to do with foolish explanations. Explanations that contradict itself. I like to say my war is with the U.S. military. I'm an E6 retired veteran, and I got the identification to show if you want to see it. And the U.S. Army experimented on me, drugged me, and it caused me to have long-term aftermath effects. And trust and believe I'm not the only one. There's plenty of veterans out here who have been experimented on. If you don't believe that the U.S. military experiments on its own soldiers, pull up your smartphone right now and look up MK Ultra. That's one of the biggest files of discovery of the United States of America experimented on its own soldiers and citizens. So go ahead, pull that up. And they're still doing it. I say, how can the criminal judge a criminal? Now, if you saw over here, anyway, I wrote a book.
Take your time, Black.
2022, I was arrested. It was my first arrest in my life. Before that, I had dedicated so much of my life into the black movement. Started youth programs in Baltimore, entrepreneurship, collaborated with many people across the world, actually. And, but I was still struggling with mental health. And a lot of us in here might be struggling with mental health. And I'm telling you right now, you better do something about it. Because especially if you're a revolutionary, those revolutionary ideas may manifest into reality. And it might be too late for you. But I got arrested for the first time 2022, armed bank robbery. And this is testified. I already told the courts, it's out there, they even released me. I let them know that I had my ancestors told me that it was time to go get reparations and I wanted to go get them. I told them straight like that. But I also, inside of the jail, I was experimented on because they had thermal red beams pointed at our cells in Harford County. And I would ask them all the time, I said, what are those beams? I asked the CO, what are those beams? And they would never give me an explanation. Shrugged their shoulders, kept it moving. In the mornings, I would feel like my brain was frying. I would ask my partner, my cellmate, hey bro, do you feel what I'm feeling? Because I feel like my brain is frying. I would hear orchestra noises over and over and over again to the point where I hung myself. That's how insane it drove me. Couldn't take it. They released me. They released me because they said I had schizophrenia. But the truth is, my mental illness comes from the U.S. military. And it's a lot of black men in this country who have mental illnesses that serve this country and got it from the U.S. Army, the U.S. military, the Marines. And nothing's being done about it. They are walking out on these streets every day, and surprisingly, ain't more attacks being done by them. To tell you the truth, because if anybody can really put in some revolutionary work, it's a veteran. And it's a veteran that done lost his mind. Instead of these little young white boys shooting up all these schools and stuff, I don't understand why it's not the veterans. Because we got the training, we got the fearlessness, and they know something wrong with you. They know they done something to you. So, this country, it avoids the illnesses, the traumas that it inflicts on especially black people. Especially black people. And they've been doing it since the beginning of time. So I said, how can a criminal judge a criminal? And I look at this camera when I say that because I don't know who's watching. It could be them, it could be the government, who knows? But I'm going to say it to them. How can a criminal judge a criminal? America is guilty for its acts against humanity. Ever since its Dutch, British, and French invaded this land, some know this land by Turtle Island, and others know it by North of Mexico, the land of the Moors. How many of us, and raise your hand, how many of us in here know where our families come from before the year 1900?
Very few.
Few. Okay, that's good. How about 1800?
Fewer.
We got a couple. 1700.
Even fewer than that.
1600. 15. Keep going. Most of us can't go before 1700 or 1600. That's a problem. You should be able to backtrack your family to a certain point in time if you haven't been robbed, if you have a knowledge of self, if you have kept your roots, your generational roots, your heritage, your customs. A lot of times we're picking up on other customs that's really not even our customs. We're finding customs that make it convenient and they build us to become the great people that we are today, but it's really not your customs.
That's right.
Right here in this land, I'm discovering, and I said this the other day, Booker T. Coleman brought out that the so-called Native Americans that are called Native Americans today, long, stringy hair, chinky eyes, very light complexion, they actually migrated to this land from Canada and other northern countries and continents. They migrated here. And then they intermingled with us. When I say us, I mean the original people that were here, that look like everybody up in here for the most part. And even terrorized us a little bit, and even enslaved us, if you look up the history, the so-called Native Americans that we see today. So we have been robbed of a true knowledge of self in this country. Now, I want to go back to the incarceration part. Disproportionately, and Malcolm said this, Malcolm X said this, we are disproportionately incarcerated in comparison to our capita, our numbers as a people compared to all the other races. I believe we like some 13%, they say. I don't even believe that. I don't see, I mean, I understand they eliminated us, but I don't understand how you can breed people like animals and they be the minority. Unless you're really killing them off like that. Maryland is the second largest slave breeding farm. For those who don't know, Maryland is second. Virginia's first. The life-term impacts on mental health in prison have no rehabilitation most times for most released inmates. Then you're being released with mental health illnesses back into society. And then rarely do we deal, once we're released back into society, do we deal with mental health the way we really need to. And then what are the results of that? More crime, recidivism, going back, and it's a generational cycle. So more than anything else, that's the worst part, the generational cycle part. Because then now our children are inheriting, adopting a institution of recidivism. We keep going back. What's the solution? Now, I've been listening to Dr. Joy DeGraw. I really feel like we overlooked that lady. I'm telling you. Dr. Joy DeGraw is really our modern day Shiro because she coined a diagnosis specifically for us. And we ain't even claiming it. So let me tell y'all, we can't get nothing if we in denial. Sometimes being too damn strong when you really need to be showing you weak is the reason why you don't get nothing. You understand that? All this ego, false ego, for real, because when you're going home, you crying, you talking to yourself, your family see a whole different side of you when you home, but when you out in public, you show another image. But the truth is, we need to sometimes not be so strong and admit to the world we sick.
That's right.
Because you can't build a case for reparations if you don't show you're sick.
That's right.
If you don't show you're hurt.
That's right.
If you don't show you're lacking something. If you don't show you've been robbed. You can't ask for reparations. Because obviously they saying you don't need it. It ain't that bad for you. Look how strong you are.
That's right.
Right? We need to adopt post-traumatic slave syndrome. If you don't know what it is, read it. She got a book called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, Legacy in America. All right? I propose for solutions. I don't like to just do a bunch of talking and not give solutions. I propose for a solution that it is inducted as a new psychological diagnosis into the American Psychological Association database. When I was in jail, I asked the psychiatrist, I said, do y'all have post-traumatic slave syndrome as a diagnosis? And Jewish white woman, she looked at me like, no. I said, well, how could that be? I mean, we've gone through this for more than 2 centuries.
That's right.
So how can something that has happened to a people for more than 2 centuries not be acknowledged? That's insane, miss. And she just shook her head. Well, she said, what do you think you have? And just ready. I mean, they did. They just give you medication. Don't even know what's wrong with you and just giving you stuff. Our brothers and sisters are also going through that in prison. They're just giving them medications. Then you wonder why they come out strung out on drugs, because they're giving you medication without a proper diagnosis. So we need to get post-traumatic slave syndrome up to Congress or whoever, the American Psychological Association, and it needs to be put in the database, because then you can achieve reparations through the medical route of addressing mental health illnesses that she has clearly, profoundly, and unquestionably articulated and proven. Yes, sir. Once you acknowledge that you have mental health problems, America don't play with that.
That's right.
They don't play with that. They don't take that lightly. We just got to get our unique diagnosis for us acknowledged and reparations will come. Black power.
Black power. All right. Brother Messiah Pitt. He was at the Nelson Place Block Association, and he said he got some young wolves training group. Yes, sir. So I'm so happy that this brother gave it up from his heart. He spoke from his heart, and that's what it's all about. I just want to do a few house cleaning announcements, if I may. Y'all see the people around you? Y'all look around. Y'all see these vendors here? We're going to have to support our vendors. That's right. We're going to support the bookstore in the back. Give him a hand. Give Brother Danny Queen a hand with Queen's Place, Maya Natural Skincare, LGAPHA Energy, TGP, Co-op. So I'm going to let Dr. Malik Zul Shabazz come forth now. He's going to bring on the second panel and the second group of speakers. We are on live stream, you guys. Y'all got to use some excitement in this thing. We're making history. There you go. AfroDescendantNation.org. AfroDescendantNation.org. Let's bring him on. Brother Malik Zul Shabazz. Glory to Lord.
All right, give yourself a black hand, please. Give yourself. Come on, you got a better hand than that? Black power.
Black power.
Assalamu alaikum.
Hotep.
Hotep. Free the land. And black laws for all black people.
That's black law.
Giving honor to God, I bear witness that regardless to land, label, or language, that there is but one God.
That's right.
I bear witness to all of the prophets of Scripture. But we as black people in the West, we bear witness that the Most High has found favor upon us. So we must thank our Creator. We must thank the Divine for Harriet Tubman.
That's right.
We give thanks for Nat Turner. We give thanks for Sojourner Truth. We give thanks for Denmark Vesey. We give thanks for the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, who teaches us one God, one aim, and one destiny. We give thanks for Minister Malcolm X. We give thanks for the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We give thanks for Noble Drew Ali. We give thanks for the founders of the Hebrew Israelites. We give thanks for the Black Panther Party and its founders. We give thanks for Stokely, Kwame, John Henry Clark, Dr. Yusuf Ben Yakanan, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Attorney Johnny Cochran, all of the greats that have come in the line of divine, including that bold, bald-headed black man who is my teacher.
That's right.
And evidently he is some of your teachers as well.
That's the truth.
We speak of none other than Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Sisters and brothers, I thank you for tolerating me switching up the lineup a little bit in the program so we could push this forward. So I won't be long, but I must be strong. And I'm so happy to see all of our guests here. And so I wanted to make sure that this program gets going just exactly right. Let's give Minister Uhuru, somebody help me with this mic or whatever it is. This cord seems to be going out. But anyway, I got it. Let's give Brother JC a hand. Somebody come. Somebody got to come give me something on the mic. Give Brother JC a hand. Look. Conspiracy to kill the black man. That is our subject here on this Tuesday night, September the 10th. The conspiracy to kill the black man. And everywhere around this nation and this city and the planet, we can see the signs and the evidence that there's absolutely been a conspiracy to kill the black man. So let me start here. You got that? I got some of my brothers from the program here. Let's give them a hand. I'm gonna tell you about this. That's fine. That's fine. They helping me out. Where you gonna stand? Stand, black man, right here for a minute. Then I'm gonna let y'all eat. They not vegetarian, so if you see them eating a chicken wing in the back, it's all right. As long as they ain't eating no pork chops and chitlins and hog maw with the chitlin juice running down their jaw, they'll be all right. Because I got them in here, and that's what I want to cover first, that I'm here, but I didn't come by myself. I made sure that when I came here, I brought the men here with me that were least likely to come. All right, the men that you would never expect to come. The men that have never been in a black meeting in their entire lives is the men that I wanted to pack in my vehicle and bring them here and get them here. That's who I brought here. So there's plenty of knowledge that's been shared, so I'm going to let y'all handle that. Let me just try to tell you where we are and move this forward. There's all kind of knowledge here. And first of all, I want to give thanks for who is here. And so I got to thank my brother from Baltimore, that revolutionary from Baltimore. They say he's a bank robber, but if he was, it was for revolutionary reasons. I'm talking about Fit Mosiah. My brother Mosiah. That's what they say. I mean, it ain't been no trial yet. I don't know what the evidence says, but it ain't a conviction yet. And even if it was, Dr. Khalid Muhammad teaches us about black law and white law. Yes, sir. Okay, we have American law, constitutional law, criminal law, and civil law, and we have white law and black law. And sometimes they contradict each other. That's right. Black law, as Dr. Khalid Muhammad teaches us, is equivalent to divine law. And we are often faced with a question of whether we will obey man or obey God. Sometimes the question is whether we will obey the white man or whether we will obey God's instructions for our liberation. So when faced with a conflict in laws, whose law do we choose? When we're faced with a competition in law, a contradiction in law, whose law shall we choose? All right. So let's, first of all, so I want to thank Baltimore. I want to thank my other young brothers and sisters who are here from Baltimore. I'm hoping y'all will team up with each other because y'all are of the same spirit and of the same teacher. I'm talking about the Tandia family. Yes, sir. From Baltimore. They're here, right here on this road. And they're looking good, and they're uniformed, and they're well disciplined. And so therefore I know that they have been studying my teaching. But I want us to study them as well. Because it's the young people, it is the youth that we are counting on to carry this struggle forward. That's why I wanted to make sure that they got here and making sure that they got back safely. Because it is an imperative for our movement to invite the youth, the young people, and to bring them forward. So Brother Elijah, this is a divine connection. We are looking forward to hearing from you tonight as much as we're looking forward to hearing from everybody else. Yes, sir. And I want you and the disciplined queens you all have to come up here and explain your organization, explain your activities. Because when Washington, D.C. hooks up with Baltimore, we on our way to victory. Is that right? When the Baltimore and Washington, D.C. and Maryland start linking together, rolling together, and supporting each other, then we're on our way to a liberation movement in this area that could set a mighty example throughout this nation.
That's right.
And we must be willing to go to Baltimore. Is that right?
That's right.
We are willing to go on Park Heights, right?
That's right.
We're willing to go on all of those streets and neighborhoods in Baltimore. Is that right? It ain't just a one-way street. Is that right?
That's right.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
So my family is from Baltimore. Many of my family is in Baltimore. So I want to let y'all know, just as you've shown us the courtesy of traveling and coming through here and supporting us when you need us there, we're going to put ourselves in motion for Baltimore and the Tandia family. Earlier today, we're waiting on them now. Some of the new Black Panther Party in the Mid-Atlantic region, the new Black Panther Party here under Brother Jelani in the Mid-Atlantic region. They had a recruiting meeting at the Washington Martin Luther King Library in Washington, D.C. It went very well, and we're expecting them shortly with some new recruits and new Black Panther Party in the house. We must have a new Black Panther Party in this area. Is that right?
That's right.
As what they call the chairman emeritus, or the former chairman, is very much always in my heart to see a Black nationalist, new Black Panther Party on the scene, operating and functioning. I was happy today that they are dedicated to the Panther program, dedicated to the plan of action. They put my old button back on and keep it on and making me feel good up here today. So we're expecting the Panther Party here today. We have Brother Nathaniel here from the Solar Company. Your Brother Nathaniel here, he's going to drop a word. He's giving Black men jobs. He got a business in the Black community. He's giving Black men jobs, and he's in the process of putting solar panels on every one of the businesses that my company either owns or controls. About 5 businesses in total. We're on our way with Brother Nathaniel. Let's give him a black hand. We're expecting Brother Imam Akbar. We saw him earlier, and Imam Akbar will be on in a little while. He's coming on this roster. Imam Akbar, let's give him a strong black hand. Brother Uhuru, you are invaluable, black man. You are one of the key reasons why we're here, brother. Your sincere spirit. They're going to get their wings in a minute. Don't tell Baruch that it ain't veggie wings. I'm going to try to sneak it in here for a minute. Brother Uhuru, you are invaluable. You are invaluable, brother. You are one of the main reasons why we're here. I love you, brother. Love your spirit, and we all honor you because you're a force as to why we're here, brother. Your humility, your sincerity, and just being who you are. We honor you.
Yes, sir. I honor you too, sir. Happy Earth Day to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I ain't gonna be long up here. I ain't even come up here to teach. We got so many great teachers, but let me try to set the rhythm and the tone and tell you where we are in this process. Because as you know, just a couple months ago, we started from nothing. And we've been rolling through this city like a black tornado, and we just getting started. Just getting started. We got Imam Ali here. Imam Ali here is invaluable. He's been an invaluable source since Imam Akbar introduced me to Imam Ali. Every time on Nelson Place, what we call Marcus Garvey Way. Thank you, Brother Mosiah, for constantly coming through on Marcus Garvey Way. Thank you. Every time we're on the block of 2900 Nelson Place or Marcus Garvey Way, and we're getting ready to have our back-to-school drive, our clothing drive, our food drive. Who is it that's coming through with carloads or van load full of supplies for us? It's Imam Ali. Who is it coming through? Who is it calling me on the phone? Say, brother, I got this, I got that, I got the food, I got the hygiene kits, I got the chicken, I got the whatever it is. Come on over here and get it. I got the furniture, I got the TV, I got the damn whole city. Who is that? It's Imam Ali. I said, wow, now this is really zakat. I say this is some real charity. And this is part of the unity that we're building. The key to countering the conspiracy to kill the black man, one of the main keys to counter the conspiracy to kill the black man is our unity amongst each other. That's what we're working on right here, right in front of your very eyes. It's that unity. When you see and you witness black organizations or leaders from different backgrounds coming together from a common cause, then you know that we're on to something. That's right. When you can see Muslims that come from different backgrounds working together for a common cause, know that we are on the right train to victory in this house of liberation. Some of them have been trained, have been taught by Imam Warithuddin Muhammad, straight up. Some of them are what they call Sunni Muslims or Orthodox Muslims. I just say Muslims. But they come from that house. Others in this house come long time, have been trained by the leader of the Afro-descendant nation, the Honorable Silas Muhammad. Okay? Others, that's right, let's give him a hand. You'll hear him in a moment, you'll hear him. You're going to hear him because he's about to drop the keynote tonight. I'm talking about Minister Najee Muhammad is going to drop a classic keynote here tonight. All right, that's why I'm paving the way for him, my big brother. But also, so when you see unity, you see unity between even those two. Now, if you see some unity between the students of Imam Warithuddin Muhammad and some Silas Muhammad, then you know you got some unity. Because that's some unlikely unity. Now here we are, or I am, maybe others, students of Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and we were raised as college students by who? Louis Farrakhan. So we're here from the family tree of Farrakhan and Khalid and Malik Zulu Shabazz. But yet we are here today, yet we are here in unity and working so close on a regular basis, you wouldn't even believe it, as what? As brothers. As Muslims. But not Muslims outside of the range, there it is, thank you. Not Muslims outside of the range and the scope of understanding that we are all black people and all a part of the same nation regardless to religion. That's right. We have overcome religion in this house. That's right. We have overcome division in this house. We have overcome labels and titles, and this unity that we are developing is laying the base for an historic run in this region. One thing that those three groups I just said, as I move through this, there's one thing about those three groups that I just said that's very important. All of us, Akbar, Ali, Minister Najee, Sister Salih, excellent job that you're doing, my sister. Excellent job. One thing about all of us, we all respect the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now look, it is love that have brought us out here today, and what I want to say, to kill the conspiracy. There's a conspiracy to kill. But I just want to drop how we are killing the conspiracy. We are killing the conspiracy with our unity. We are killing the conspiracy with our love. Here's a man here. His name is JC, right? He has never been to a black meeting, never. Okay? When I had Brother JC just 2 weeks ago, I hope you don't mind this. I seen him on New Hampshire Avenue, panhandling. New Hampshire Avenue, looking bad, looking down, panhandling. It's all right. Dirty and all. Everything. I stopped my car, stopped my vehicle, and I went in. I would say, not bragging, but I just want to let you know how my mentor would do, all right? My mentor would be sometimes, he would drive a Rolls Royce. And he would stop and pick up the man that you would least expect off the corner and bring him to Muhammad's mosque. So I stopped my Mercedes-Benz wagon. And I don't care how plush the seats are and the knitted seats are and all that. I'm going to get my brother.
That's right.
So I get my brother. I got my brother off the street. I put my brother in that Benz. And at that time, he was injured at that time. So he had all kind of stuff going on in my car. I say, you know, we can deal with the car and repair the car, but the human being is much more valuable than the car. Much more valuable than the car. So I said, so brothers in one of my programs, so I started working on him heavy. I said, you know, they got programs going on all over the city. They got them going everywhere. Some of them good and some of them just doing whatever. Just doing whatever. So I got on all my staff. I say, to hell with the paperwork. Say, y'all are getting me paperwork on this man. But I want to see this man brought looking like that. I said, I'm going off on my staff and my helpers for having my man in that condition. Just basically warehousing the man. I say, hell no. So I started to take a special direct care of my brother. I said that I know that God is somewhere in my brother. Even though he's looking down today and raggedy today and he's bending to the side. And even at that time, his mouth was bleeding. I had to rush into the store and get him some peroxide to heal up his mouth out in the streets. But I wanted to let him know, man, that I love you, black man. And I love you, black man. And then I started talking to him. And after a while of talking to him, what did he say? He said, Assalamu alaikum. He started talking to me, but I said, that's it? I said, he got Islam in it. I said, I know I can get him now. I said, I know how to get him. And look, I got him. He's shaved up. He's cleaned up. He cleaned up. I got him some new clothes. I feel good when he got new clothes and a new image, and now he's smiling. Normally he say, to hell with all this. My check come, I'm going in the damn streets. You know, he get him a little check every now and then. And when he get that check, he gone. He gone. But I went off on everybody. I say, you get that check, you give me his check. Start working on that check. And give me his check. And give me that man. I say, because in that man is God in that man. Amen. Now, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that every time you look at the black man, you're looking at God. That's right. That's what he said. He didn't say half the time you looking at the black man, you looking at God. He didn't say 1/4 of the time you looking at the black man, you looking at God. He said every time you look at the black man, you looking at God. That means that no matter what condition that the black man is in, no matter what condition and position he's in, Allah or God is somehow in him, working in him to bring him back to what he's supposed to be. At all times, because in your nature, Holy Quran 30 and 30, God is in your nature. And so therefore, just to bring him here, that's why I just wanted to come on and so he can sit down and eat. But I wanted to bring him here as a sign of life, that God is real. That God is real. Now, if he can come back, man, and when I talk to him about God, I talk to him about Islam, when I talk to him about the truth, and when I say, don't go nowhere, wait on me so I can come get you for that meeting. When I drove around to his house, he was running down the street to get me and come to a meeting that he had never gone before. And that's the kind of love we got to have for our people. And that's how we got to come to these meetings. You got to go in the grave and get the black man out the grave if you love the black man. And then every bit of love for the black man will kill the white man's conspiracy to kill us all, because he built hatred on killing, murder, and hatred. That's what he built his destruction of us on. And our resurrection is going to be built upon love and compassion with each other. It is compassion that is winning over in this hour. That's what I want to conclude on. It is the compassion, Imam Ali, that you have for our people, and that you have shown me, and that we have shown each other, that's bringing us up in this hour. It is the compassion, Brother Akbar, your constant compassion and love for our people and tireless dedication that is killing the conspiracy to kill the black man. It is your compassion, all of our compassion and love and dedication. This is what is going to and is what is winning the war. So I just want to say these few words. My big brother here, he never been out to a black meeting. But he's sitting in the audience, right? But he seen my man Jose standing, and so he said, what? I'm standing too. He just ran up here and found us something to do. Because the nature of the black man wants to be upright. That's why we have him on posts. That's why we stand you up. Huh? Because standing you up symbolically, standing you up physically is a sign of your larger stand in your life. And so here's Mr. Petty right now. We get him on the road. I'm going to be right on him. I'm going to make him do 1,000 push-ups and 1,000 sit-ups. He's going to lose that gut. He's going to be cold-blooded out here.
That's right.
Love, man. Compassion. And the more love and compassion that we have for our people, that is going to kill the conspiracy that has been launched against us. And so let me just cap it right there, because that's really all I want to say other than this. We are the Afro-descendant nation. That's who we are. That's how we came about as a result of this. I come to these meetings with my dear brother Najee Muhammad and Salih Muhammad and the other Muslims, and I have to be honest, from this specific dispensation of time and this mission, I am here because a very wise man tapped me on the shoulder and set me on another direction. And that man's name is the Honorable Silas Muhammad. You all may not know him fully, but you're getting to know the Honorable Silas Muhammad and the work of the Afro-descendant nation through these meetings here. The Afro-descendant nation is dedicated to reparations. The Afro-descendant nation is all across America and all across the world, including the United Nations. We are national and we are international. Our work is about self-determination and unity amongst all of our people as we're fighting. Let's give him a black hand. Let's give him a black hand. Matter of fact, you can go on to your seat, brother, and start on your meal right now. You done good. You too, Brother Petty. Y'all can go on and get started. Give him a hand. The Afro-descendant nation. That simply means that you have a lawful identity that we have established in the United Nations and amongst the nations of the earth that will gain us full and complete reparations. That means we are an operation that believes in black unity without specific uniformity. This is our work. This is our ideology. This is our philosophy. We are the Black Men's Movement of this area. We're just getting started. We have made some hell of a gains in the last few weeks. We have been to Ward 8, and everywhere we've been, it's been standing room only. We was in Ward 8, standing room only. Because why? Because as black men and as a nation, We know our politics and we know where to go, who to go, how to engage, and where to engage, Brother Akbar. We've been around for a while. We've been veterans. We know where to move and how to move, and so we were successful in Ward 8. We've been successful on Nelson Place, 2900 Nelson Place, Southeast. On 2900 Nelson Place, Southeast, we have established a Black Community Resource Center. And that's right, the Black Community Resource Center in the news for drugs and crime. Nelson Place, right where a couple of our buildings are, right there on Nelson Place. Parents can't take their children outside. Mothers afraid to go outside. Trash everywhere, up and down the block. I said, how the hell am I going to be considered a Black leader and the block where I'm operating on is out of control? I say, hell no. And so we start right there. And so after works and labor and moving against the liquor store and showing lots of love to the block, lots of compassion to the block, guess what? Pardon me. The block is raising up.
That's right.
Give me some water, brother. The block is coming back. The block is getting peaceful. The block is now, kids are coming out on the block. The block is coming up due to the presence of the Black Men's Movement. Let me give me some water real quick.
Take your time.
Nah, you got that ginger ale, Black. Appreciate you. In a second. On 2900 Nelson Place is a sign. Y'all come on, give me some water real quick. Come on down, New Black Panther Party. Brother Chris, come on down here. Y'all come on. Y'all come on down right now. Come on down here. Thank you, sir. Yeah, don't give me nothing in that thing.
No, I'll roll like that, brother.
Hold on, dog. That's only 80% full, dog.
Okay, all right. Well,
I mean, I know you wouldn't do me no harm, though. I gotta take me 100%. Come on up here. Come up here on the stage. Come here. Come on the stage. Y'all bear with me for a minute. I'm getting ready to pass this mic. All right. Let's give Daniel Queen a black hand. We got to hear from him tonight. We got Brother Jelani, New Black Panther Party, Mid-Atlantic Regional Leader tonight. Let's give him a black hand. Come on down, brother. Come on. The spirit is right. So I say this. We are being successful. In Ward 7, Southeast Washington, D.C., on Marcus Garvey Way, we are being successful. We are cleaning up the neighborhood and we're raising black men. In Ward 8, we plan on being successful. This movement here right now, the Afro-Descendant Nation, Black Men's Movement, all of our allies, we are being successful. And our success comes on the basis of love and compassion for our brothers. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move this meeting along, and I want to bring on to you some young people from Baltimore. I want them all to come occupy this stage, or however many you want to come. I want to bring on to you a great hope for the future of our people. I want to bring on to you youth that contacted me and said that they are students of Dr. Khalid Muhammad, and that they wanted to link with us. And immediately my arms flew open and invited them to this meeting. And I want you all to adopt the same spirit. Every time we going anywhere and organizing anywhere, don't just bring yourself, bring the next one and bring the next generation. And if we continue with that spirit of love and outreach, There is no place in this city that will be able to contain us. There's nothing that will be able to stop us. There's a presidential debate going on tonight between Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And the Democrats and the Republicans are going for it. But for most of us in this room, probably most in this room, you done lost faith in the Democrats and the Republicans. And you're looking for a third option. I'm here to tell you tonight that this is that third option. The option of self-determination. The option of self-determination. Reparations. Liberation. It's right here in this room. We are not just a local force. We are in a national city. We are in a national capital. We are in a world's capital. And soon, from this very room and from this very movement, we are going to impact the nation and the world. That's right. You must believe this. They are looking at us right now from across the country. The black people that are divided and confused, they are looking at us and seeing the unity that is developing in this area, in this hour. On October the 26th, we will be at Union Temple Baptist Church for a Saturday, October 26th, for a full-day conference. The crisis and conspiracy to destroy the black community in D.C. and the DMV. For our whole-day conference, we want you to be ready for that. We are going to shut that liquor store down on Nelson Place in Minnesota, O'Connor's Liquor Store. Best believe that we are going to drive them out of the black community and put our headquarters at the liquor store. Huh? We are going to take the liquor store out and put the Black Community Resource Center and a black healthy restaurant in place of the liquor store. And we are well on our way. So I'm going to make way right now from Baltimore for the Tandia family. Y'all come on, and Brother Elijah, y'all come on here. And I want y'all to come on to this stage. And I want you to hear from the next generation and my little brother and a student of College Muhammad, Brother Elijah, and the Tandia family. Give them a round of applause. Come on to your feet.
When I say our hood, can I hear you say our job, our hood? Our job. Our hood? Our job. When I say our people, can I hear you say our purpose? Our people? Our purpose. Our people? Our purpose. Because whether up the hill, down the hill, or Cherry Hill, whether East Baltimore, West Baltimore, or South Baltimore.
That's right.
Whether NOI, MBPP, Israelite,
Talk about it.
Pan-Africanist, or nationalist, we in Tandale family recognize that our hood is our job and our people are most definitely our purpose. Keep clapping up for yourselves. Brother Elijah from Tandale family. We're a small grassroots organization that I believe is doing some great work, some excellent work in Baltimore City, East Baltimore specifically. And we were founded in 2015.
That's right.
If you remember 2015, is that the Freddie Gray situation. And as a result of the Freddie Gray situation, you had the Freddie Gray uprisings. That's right. And we in 2015, watching what was going on, when you had CNN there, you had MSNBC there, you had all the cameras of the world and all the so-called civil rights leaders running down the small little old Baltimore City to get in front of the cameras and make it seem like they were going to do something.
Right.
And so after all the cameras went away, and after all the so-called civil rights leaders went away, we said, man, in order for Baltimore City's black community to change, we have to do what was done before.
Right.
So it's not going to be some moment that changes black Baltimore. It's not going to be some news report that changed black Baltimore. It's not going to be some quick uprising that changes Black Baltimore, it's going to take a group of people, Black men and women, working day in and day out, week in and week out, year after year, to make an impact.
Right.
And so we were honored and inspired by the work that came before us. We like to say that we ain't recreating the wheel. We just carrying on the wheels that came before us. We carrying on the torch that was passed down to us. And so we were greatly inspired by the work of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Can we clap it up for Dr. Khalid? And we were inspired by Minister Malcolm X.
Yes.
We were inspired by Nat Turner, Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Prosser. We were inspired by all of those Black men that came before us, that fought, that bled, that lived and died so that we could sit in these seats today. And we said, man, if someone lived and bleed and died for us to be here today, there's a certain way that we have to interact with their memory.
That's right.
So we can't just honor them by reading their books, watching their documentaries. If their work is uncompleted, we have to honor them by continuing their work.
Yes, sir. That's definitely good.
And so we at Tendare Family, we took a stand and said, man, we're going to study, we're going to research, we're going to look back, Sankofa, but we're going to go forward. And we're going to use everything we possibly can, energy, talents, money, everything that we possibly can to go forward. And we've been doing that work ever since. So again, we're in East Baltimore in a neighborhood called Down the Hill. And if you know anything about Baltimore City and Baltimore politics, Down the Hill is a treacherous neighborhood. But it's no different than the things that's going on in D.C.
That's right.
It's no different than the things that's going on in Chicago. It's no different than things that's going on in all these Black cities, because as we're talking about, it's a conspiracy to kill a Black man. And this conspiracy didn't start in 2023, 2021, 2020. This conspiracy has been going on ever since we got here. Matter of fact, before we got here.
That's right.
And so, but there's always been a conspiracy to save the Black man. There's always been a conspiracy to resurrect the Black man. There's always been a counter conspiracy to get us forward as Black people.
That's right.
And we come in that tradition.
That's right.
We come in the tradition of winners.
Right.
We come in the tradition of people that feel like we destined to win. We come into the tradition of those that knew that we can be on the mountaintop and see the promised land, but we're going to get there.
That's right.
And so, as I'm sitting here today, I want us to remember that.
That's right.
That we are destined to win.
That's right.
That when Marcus Garvey said, look for me in the whirlwind, we're 100 years in the whirlwind. And though Garvey ain't here, Garvey is here. And though Malcolm ain't here, Malcolm is here. And though Ida B. Wells and Sojourner Truth ain't here, they are here. Through us. As we continue to work.
Yes.
And I want you to know that is, God is my witness, as our ancestors are our witness, that the work that we all are doing and the work that we all have done won't be in vain.
That's right.
All right.
That the story is still being told.
Beautiful, beautiful.
That if it's our destiny to live and die in these hoods,
That's right.
then maybe our ancestors were fools. If it's our destiny to grow up and eventually live in these futuristic hoods, imagine flying cars and Black people still dying off of futuristic drugs in the hood. But that ain't our destiny.
That's right.
Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad was not a fool. Marcus Garvey sacrificing everything. He said, I left my wife penniless because I gave you, Black people, all. He wasn't a fool. Malcolm X doing what he did, having 4 daughters and 2 more in Betty's womb when he was assassinated, was not a fool for sacrificing for us. And you all, some of you that are our elders that have lived your whole lives for Black people, you're not fools either. Because when this story is done, it may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, it may not even be in my lifetime, but when this story is done, you all, named and unnamed, will be honored. And they say, man, in 2024, while we was Sexy Reardon, NBA Youngboy, and
That's right.
on fentanyl and all these other types of things, there was some Black people, named and unnamed, that were fighting to push black people forward.
That's right.
When it wasn't always popular.
Right.
When it always didn't look cool. When it didn't look like it was a thing to be done. There was some black people, black men and women that sacrificed.
That's right.
And so I'm not here to minister unto y'all because, you know, you all paved the way that Tendare family stands on.
Right.
You all, our elders that, man, y'all made it happen for us. And we study y'all, we look at y'all, we think and say, man, how can we apply what they have done in a 2024 context? And so I would just thank y'all. Thank y'all. Can we clap it up for our elders? You, thank y'all. And as we continue to go forward, let's keep that in mind, that we rising. The work that we're doing is working. And we just got to keep working it. Thank you, family. Show me who you are.
Let's give him a black hand. Come on, y'all. Stand on your feet and give him a black hand, brother Elijah. Our family from Baltimore. Okay, we gotta move it. We gotta move it. We're moving towards our keynote lecture. And our keynote speaker from Minister Najee Muhammad, our chief lecturer for the night. But come on, Imam Akbar. And right before he comes, one of the greatest, strongest poets in the area is dropped real quick, and the next voice you'll hear after him is the great Imam Akbar.
Papa, this foolishness has got to stop. Somebody just killed Red Dragon's mom and pop. It happened in the hood. A few up to nothing good. But wherein lies the answer? Violence spreading like malignant cancer. And then we heard the news. For a minute we are amused. Somebody's been accused. Once again we are confused. For a few seconds our disgust is mutual. 5 minutes later it's back to business as usual. Because apathy is the root of our moral atrophy. But the true test is what we do next. There's something wrong in our society. We cannot see, hear, or feel the sobriety. A crime notably and seemingly misplaced. Oh, what a waste, what a bad taste. Truly without reason or rhyme, the grit of the grime, such a terrible crime. We are tempted to just turn the channel. Simply place it upon life's mantle. Yet this stuff must cease. Can't blame the police. So let us attack, not really react. Don't doubt it, think about it. What if it were your people who were killed? Then would it be a big deal? What should we do? Logic dictates the question we must diligently pursue. Because all I'm asking is, what's the true crime we're asking? Oh, the answer's not hard. What if it happened in your backyard? Just what would you do? What would you do? What would you do if it happened to you? Oh, this violence, we say we hate it, yet we merely masquerade it, stealthily manipulate it, like water rising unabated. Yet are we the ones who created the way we tolerated over this environment of hatred, with nothing seems to be sacred. The party picker will pick it with the gun's trigger. I dare to bet it is society created such a mindset. This need for just a little respect that seems so small, that created the goal that started it all, that created the character flaws, behavior bound by no religious laws. When our communities are soiled like seething cauldrons, our blood was spoiled. Apathy. It's wrong when we don't feel the pain, like a little old woman walking in the rain. Yet this indifference, I swear, we as a people gotta care. Take action or reduce your neighbor to an abstraction. Because all I'm asking for you to do is put yourself in another man's shoes. Thank you.
Let's give him a strong black hand, man. Stand that play game. Give it to him. Give it to him and we'll hear him again. Come on, we're on the runway to hear from our keynote speaker. Are y'all ready from here to Mr. Muhammad? up and he's now getting going in Washington, D.C., my longtime brother and comrade, Brother Jelani, Brother Chairman Jelani, Rob Simba. Let's give him a round of applause. New Black Panther Party.
Black power! 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 I'm trying to keep this short. I'm Brother Jelani, Raj Jelani Adigun Simba, local chairman of Norfolk, Virginia chapter, also regional chairman of the Mid-Atlantic region of the MBPP. So that means I have 5 states under my belt. We are building in Washington, D.C., we're building in Baltimore, we're building in Philadelphia, we're building in North Carolina and Virginia. Those are the few states that are under my belt. We're coming hard. I was a student of Dr. Khalid Muhammad as well. I was under all the chairmen of the MBPP except for Aaron Michaels. We just building up. We not playing that little petty bullcrap, this organization, that organization. It's about nationhood. That's right. It's about nationhood. So we're gonna build as a nation. We're gonna work with any organization that we can work with on the planet. I don't know if y'all know or not, but his time was up in the year 2000. All right, so that means we're overlapping by us not doing what we're supposed to do. We're overlapping and letting this cat rule. And I don't really like that cat like that. So I'm thinking we taking too long.
Yes, that's right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't really like him like that, so I'm thinking we taking too long. But World War III is coming up, in case y'all don't know. There's a lot going on across the world. We have a short time period to get on point. I don't want there to be, like it says in Revelations, that there's going to be bloodshed knee deep in the street. Most of that is going to be our blood, because we see that the few of us are in here. When how many black people in America? It's going to be a lot of our blood in the street. So we're going to try, us in here are going to try to prevent that from happening. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power. Black power.
Give the Panther Party a round of applause. Come on now, let's give them another round of applause, man. Yeah! We're on the rise in this area. We are coming together in this area. And we have only begun to fight. We have only begun to organize. Queen, you dropping a poem tonight? Better come get it in before Muhammad start preaching, because he won't be getting it in after. Better come on down. Look, we on the road. The black man in this area is not dead. The black man in the DMV is wide awake. Is that right?
That's right. Amen.
Look. Imam Akbar.
Yes, sir.
Come on, brother.
Yes, sir.
You help us begin this from the beginning. We're on the rise, and this is just a sign of what we can do in this area. We're on the rise. Are you happy about that, black woman? You're looking for a man, is that right?
That's right.
You're looking for a man, is that right? You done found something here. Let me bring you Imam Akbar. He's going to drop real quick as we keep on moving. Imam Akbar, long-time Panther veteran, long-time Muslim veteran, long-time friend and ally of mine, nationwide freedom fighter, 100% dedicated to our rise. Give it up for Imam Akbar.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. With the name of Allah, the most merciful benefactor, the most merciful redeemer, the most beneficent, the most merciful. All praise is due to Allah, the guardian, the evolver, the cherisher, and the sustainer of all of the worlds. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu rasuluhu wa sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. I bear witness there's none deserving the rights of worship. There's none deserving the right to be conformed to except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, who received the revelation of Al-Quran, is indeed the slave servant and the messenger of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Most High. We pray the peace and the blessings of Allah forever be upon His servant, His messenger Muhammad forever. Ameen. We do greet you, dear beloved brothers and sisters, with greeting words of peace, as is written in Al-Quran in the Arabic language of Assalamu alaikum. Praise be to Allah. We are forever thankful to Allah for this forum and this network organization to build the black man's movement. Thank Allah and give a round of applause for the new Black Panther Party for self-defense. I'm going to seize my black revolution in the spirit of Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who said he came here to give the white man hell from the cradle to the grave. Right. He said he didn't come to pussyfoot around, didn't come to pin the tail on the donkey. He had come to pin the tail on the hunky, to put the blame where it rightfully belonged. Said enough Negro stuff. What I inherited from that, I was born to end all forms of enslavement concerning we the people. Every so many years they deliver you a Trojan horse, right in the person of the orange toupee guy and Camilla Harris. Then come election time, who would have thunk it? Robert Fitzgerald Kennedy or Robert Francis Kennedy would deliver the libertarians over to the GOP. But who would think a cracker like Dick Cheney would go ahead and deliver his stuff to Camilla Harris? So you are the one sought after. You become the Trojan horse, the victim of COVID-19, delivering what? 50,000 body bags in one blow, or 50,000 body bags in record time, meaning, beloved brother and sister, that you have been the target of the exploitation. You've been the target all the time, seeking the black man, the black woman, your melanation. It is your scientific grasp that runs the entire modern world. According to the orange toupee guy, it is the filament in the light bulb of Lewis Latimer, the traffic light for Garrett T. Morgan. And God bless the man who rolled up and said, I'm going to produce a folding chair in the person of Daniel Alexander. And all of the things connected to heating, ventilation, and air conditioning is the invention of the black man, the black scientist. The Honorable Benjamin Banneker laid out the entire city of Washington, D.C. from his memory. He was an inventor, a scientist, He was also a surveying engineer. I am, for the most part, a surveying engineer to erect the edifice. But we must erect the physical edifice as a building. You could flip this and turn it into a Walmart. Flip it and turn it into a Home Depot. Flip it again. But the real estate, that is what's real. And I'm saying to you, brother and sister, that strong nationhood and your strong brotherhood, that is what is the salvation of the black nation. How do we make the black nation rise? We got to agitate it, educate it, organize. How are we going to make a black nation rise? Got to agitate, educate, organize. Black power, power to the people, and a strong black brotherhood and a strong black military to black the call for black revolution. Assalamu alaikum and black power. Black power. Black power.
Black power!
Now, this is a miracle, because you know these is all long distance lecturers. He's a 2-hour man. I'm a 2-hour man. I mean, we could, but the beauty about what we're doing in our movement is we have decided to share.
That's right.
For the benefit of the whole.
That's right.
And it's working. We have shared the rostrum, we have shared our time, we have shared our labor, and many out there, y'all have shared on the front lines with us. And guess what? It's paying off. Okay, so you, Mr. Muhammad, you're almost ready, sir. But you probably need to make your way near here and come on down, because our jumbo jet for the night is going to take off in a minute. Brother Nathaniel, come on. And you, come on. This brother, everywhere we go, man, he's there like a soldier. He runs a business, and he's there as just a good brother. So I want you to hear briefly from Brother Nathaniel, because he's a part of this self-determination movement we're building. We want self-determination. What do we want?
Self-determination.
When are we getting it?
Now.
What do we want?
Self-determination.
And when are we getting it?
Now.
Brother Nathaniel.
Hey, I come from a long line of job makers, and this line includes the great S.B. Fuller, the great Joe Dudley, a gentleman named Clint Lewis, the great Charlie Scott. These are guys that basically did what? Made themselves a job. And what they've done is taught me how to make myself a job. So what do? I'm a professional door knocker. I knock doors 6 days a week, and I make a 6-figure income knocking doors. I don't have a job, I make a job. And what I'm looking to do is help people to make their own way. Self-determinism. Y'all guys in B-More, get with me, come to DC 2 days a week, and I can show you how to make $2,000 a week. We got a product that's hot. It's free solar. Don't cost a dime, and it pays great money. We're into renewables. DC is the only place in America that people can go solar for absolutely free, and it pays. And if it's paying, we stand. So again, if you want to get this money, please get with me, and I will show you and help you to build yourself. Because every great cause has to be financed. And if you don't have a job, that's a great thing. Come with me and I'll show you how to make a job. We have white knuckles because we knock doors professionally, and we'll show you how to do it. Let's get this money. Thank you, Black Nation, for embracing me. I love you, and I thank you for loving me.
When we met Brother Nathaniel, he was on the job, and he has been busy since I saw him, and he's pushing the solar panel buttons. We have another product here. This is a natural zapper, and it's the best thing that you can put on your skin. You can see Captain Ali in the back and pick up the natural zapper for anything that affects your skin. The natural zapper is the best ever did it. So I will move on, and our Dr. and Attorney Malik Zul Shabazz is going to bring on Najee Muhammad of the Nation of Islam.
Come on, y'all.
The Lord's Foundation of Islam.
If you want to find some black men that are countering the conspiracy, you check right in here to this room right here. Almost. We got him right there in the runway port. Blackfoot. Better come on, get in for the 747, get the taking off. Say something, man, just for a minute. You're too strong not to say something. Bring on here, representing our indigenous family, representing the fact that we were here before Columbus.
That's right.
Another subject.
That's right.
But let's hear briefly from and strongly from a man that's there on the line. When we shutting down the liquor stores and in the hood, he's there. He's there. This has come about as a result of sacrifice and solidarity out on these streets. So let's hear from Blackfoot Ali. We've been through many battles and we know he's a you know how they say we need time, so I'm trying to figure out like how I'm gonna do this, man. But you know, we're gonna be doing segments anyway, though. You know what I mean? So when you hear Indian, understand it's black. It's one and the same. You have a system that has stolen our birthright. Okay? To keep reclassifying us to say we are different things over periods of time. And we're the only ones who keep getting reclassified. Okay, so when you hear and what they show you on television and in books, libraries, schools, Native Americans, or what they call themselves Indians, they are not. They are not. I'm telling you, all these people stole your birthright. If anybody heard of the $5 Indian, okay? Europeans, well, Caucasian Europeans, because we got to understand we've been brainwashed to a degree. When we say Europeans, we think it's automatically some Albion looking cracker.
That's right, that's there.
All right? But man, look, you have Europeans that look just like us.
That's right.
Okay? And so, like, if you look at an 1828 Webster's Dictionary, and look at the definition of an American, and it'll tell you to say the Aboriginal copper-colored race found here by Europeans. But the Europeans they talking about ain't no Caucasian hybrid. It was Europeans that look just like me and you. These people, I'm telling you, man, in order to, I didn't get right here. I mean, you see these graves, man, this is what made me get here. Man, look, I was storming just like them in our young age. I mean, we lived around the masjid up in Southeast. And I'm saying that's the only way that we can really, I'm staring off a little bit, but that's the only way that we can really cling to the people and let them understand who we really are. And we went to war with them too, in order for them to get, so we can have respect for each other. But what I'm saying is, man, it's like, it's you guys' time to carry this. And for the longest time, man, we don't have nobody to pass the baton to. The rabbit hole goes so deep, man, with the lies, man, that they told us. And today, we still spit these lies out. I'm talking about, man, Robert E. Lee. You ever heard of him? General Robert E. Lee. Okay? He's a melanated guy, man. Okay? I'm telling you, and you have to go read and you got to study. You got to elevate your mind to understand, man, how they lied to us in history. And there's so many other people that are melanated people that they say was Caucasian, man. And they not. It's people that look just like me and you that have kept us under the gun. And that's a fact. But we gotta keep studying, man. We gotta keep on rolling. But we gotta stick together. And all of us, man, we have our different ideologies, man. We can't let that. I don't like nobody telling me what to do. You know, we supposed to be free people. Then I don't look at it, man. I ain't paid taxes in about 15 years, man.
I ain't paid in for it.
All right? I don't feel like, man, that like a brother like Nathaniel and other people that have businesses, man, that go out here and work hard to do what you do, and then they want something. Man, get out of here, man. You can't have, man, no, you're not getting none of my money that I go out here and work hard to do.
Thank you.
But if all of us come together as a collective, what can they do? What can they do, man? Peace, brothers.
Peace.
That's what Ali, let's give him a hand, one of the strongest black men in this region. Let's give him a strong round of applause. Come on, you got a last one, last drop.
Brothers and sisters,
A legendary poet in this area, Brother Daniel Queen. Give him a strong round of applause. This man is tireless and humble. Let's give him a round. He's been around a long time. Let's hear it.
brothers and sisters, I'm not going to be before you long, but I'd like to share with you what I call the reparations poem. But I need a little help. I want everybody to repeat after me, if you will. Pay me.
Pay me.
My money.
My money.
Thank you. Just so you pay me all that I'm due. If you have to rob Peter to pay Paul, that's on you. I'm coming from all ends just to make ends meet. So I'm overworked, underpaid, and dead on my feet. Don't mean to rain on nobody's parade, but I want what I need, and I'm trying to get paid. And if you don't have it, no, I won't try and understand. So pay me my money, all of my money, just as soon as you can. I can't help but regret it because sometimes it's gone before I get it. And if I have it due to me instead of just make and do, I could pay Peter, Paul, and Mr. Polo too. Don't need to rain on nobody's parade, but I want what I need, and I'm trying to get paid. And if you don't have it, no, I won't try and understand. So pay me my money, all of my money, just as soon as you can. Pay me I'm Floyd Danny Queen.
All right, now, buckle your seatbelts. Hold fast for our final speaker. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Hold fast here. And we want to bring on to you now the Chief Minister for the Honorable Silas Muhammad. We want to bring on to you now the lead minister for the Afro-descendant nation in this area. We want to bring on to you now a veteran in this liberation struggle, a veteran in Islam, and a man whose time is coming again. No matter what they say about him, as I say again, I predict, and it's coming to true, that he will be preaching to more and larger audiences than ever. He has suffered long enough, but he's a very wise man, and his time has come, and he's a key reason why we're here. He's a key reason why I'm here. Let us stand to our feet and hear from Brother Minister Najee Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How do you feel?
Fantastic. I'm talking to you.
It is an honor to be before you tonight. It's an honor because it's been so many years. I have traveled and lived in different cities teaching our people. And what I see in each of those cities is my people in the same condition. I thought about the topic, the conspiracy to kill black men. And so I reached into my bookshelf and I pulled out the book, Kill Them Before They Grow. Misdiagnosis of African American boys in American classrooms. Two nations, black and white, separate, hostile, and unequal. Do you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I would like for you to pick up these books. That book, Racist America. This book mentioned the work of the Honorable Silas Muhammad, a Caucasian, a professor, mentioned his work at the United Nations. And this is the work of the Honorable Silas Muhammad. The Honorable Silas Muhammad said, before the birth of any nation, there has to be a people willing to fight for it, to die for it, and live for it. My short talk tonight is Afro-descendant. Cry for justice. Afro-descendant. Cry for justice. Jesus, John the Baptist, Mary, and Saint Joseph were named of some of the slave ships that brought our people to the hills and wilderness of North America or the Western Hemisphere. Before one of our ancestors I want you to see yourself aboard the slave ship coming to America. See yourself on an auction block being sold. See yourself after being so-called freed by the American government. What did you have during Reconstruction? Did unjust Jim Crow laws bring us justice?
No.
Did we see ourselves crying as dogs, water hoses, and billy clubs went upside our heads, wielded by vicious white policemen? 100 years after slavery was abolished, President Lyndon Baines Johnson signed into law the Voting Rights Act. Also in 1965, he delivered a commencement address at Howard University titled "To Fulfill These Rights." And I'm going somewhere with this.
That's right. Go ahead.
After you hear my remarks tonight, you can go online and watch the video of what I'm going to say to you tonight. President Johnson stated in his speech, American justice is a very special thing, for from the first, this has been a land towering with expectations. It was to be a nation where each man could be ruled by the common consent of all, enshrined in law, given life by institutions, guided by men themselves, subject to its rule, and all of every station in origin would be touched equally in obligation and liberty beyond the law of the land. It was a rich land glowing with more abundant promise than man had ever seen. Here, unlike any place yet known, all were to share the harvest. And beyond, this was the dignity of man. Each could become whatever his qualities of mind and spirit would permit, to strive, to seek, and, if he could, find his happiness. This is American justice. Now, this is what Lyndon Baines Johnson said about justice. As I was reading the speech, Lyndon Baines Johnson said about justice, about us. He said, we have pursued it faithfully to the edge of our imperfection, and we have failed to find it for the American Negro. I want you to think about that. Let that sink in. We have failed to find it for the American Negro. America, Great Britain, France, and the United Nations put pressure on Germany and forced Germany to pay reparation to Holocaust survivors. But the American government has failed to pay you reparations. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You see, I brought with me a document of my great-grandfather who fought in the Civil War. I have it with me, who was wounded 3 times. I have it. America found justice for the Native American Indians or indigenous people were taking their land. America found justice for Japanese Americans when they paid them reparations for wrongfully placing them in concentration camps.
Yes, sir.
But what about you? Your ancestors in 1860 picked 93 pounds of cotton. This is serious. Every one of you represent your family and family tree. Don't you know that they pick cotton, bale hay, no, sir. We just can't do it.
No, sir.
I'm just not cut like that.
No, sir.
My ancestors would be highly disappointed if I didn't take a bold and a righteous stand for justice. And you should do the same. Thing.
Yes, sir.
Because you carry your ancestors' blood. Our face to face with this white man and tell them we want full and complete reparations for the work of our ancestors. All that work, 310 years without a payday, from can't see in the morning to can't see at night. Not one red penny.
Wake it up.
And our ancestors built this country.
That's right.
Go back to, let's go back to 1555. The whole country was wilderness. Who do you think built America? Our ancestors. Look at America now. You can drive from coast to coast, right? Who built the White House?
Black man.
Who built the U.S. Capitol? Who built that? We got to unify today, regardless of our religion. When this white man see my Christian brother standing with me, my Orthodox brother standing with me, my Black Panther brother standing with me, and we know that we have a common enemy, a common oppressor, a common discriminator. Oh, he's in trouble. And we throw our unity behind the right man, we'll be on our way. Let me continue. Is someone or something is a fault, defect, weakness, or undesirable feature they have. President Johnson conceded that there are imperfections in the American system of jurisprudence, which is a fancy word for law. I want you to give our brother, attorney Malik Zulu Shabazz, a round of applause. For he is the first to place in his love for his people. That's right. He has an undying love for his people. And when you find a man that has an undying love for his people, that's rare.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Did you hear what I said? Undying.
That's right.
Undying. The flame Deep down. President Johnson's words from 1965 reign true today. H.R. 40 bill was introduced before Congress 35 years ago, and the American government has failed to pay reparations to Afro-descendants. Think about that. Think about that. But oh, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Oh, the last messenger. I want you to listen to what he had to say about this Caucasian race. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, even at this late date, there is no indication that the white man will or even desires to treat the so-called Negroes equally. It is not his nature to treat you or even his kind right. And see, that's the problem right there. I want to show something. I want to just share something with you. It's the nature of a dog to bark, right? That's right. It's the nature of the white man not to treat you with freedom, justice, and equality. That's right. You've been here for, it goes to his nature. And since you know that is his nature, you know we got to deal with him wisely. America is in violation of Article 27 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, which states in those states in which ethnic, religious, or linguistic minorities exist, persons belonging to these minorities shall not be denied the right in community with the other members of their group to enjoy their own culture, to profess and practice their own religion, or to use their own language. This is my question to you. What is your ancestors' original culture? What language did your ancestors speak? Who robbed you of white man? You cannot even remember what tribe your ancestors came from. You can't remember what country. You just can't do it. And the white man is responsible for it. That's what I'm telling you. He's responsible for it, and he knows it. That's right. So tonight, we pulling the wool off of him. We pulling it off of him. This is your day to rise. We got to rise. We got to stand. Your ancestors want to see you rise up. And if you don't rise up, you're betraying them. I want you to think about that. Go let them down? Hell no. There you go. I got the answer. We have taken our fight to the world through the interventions of the Honorable Silas Muhammad. We have established ourselves as being Afro descendants. We are more intelligent than they thought. And we shall no longer ask the American government for anything but full and complete reparation backed by the truth, backed by international law. That independent arbitrator we are making an appeal to for help is the United Nations. She is the governing body of the world. Why should we continue to go to the United Nations, United States government, and she have rejected us? That's right. Would you chase a woman who rejected you for 35 years? You could do it, but it ain't wise. It's not wise. So we should go to an independent arbitrator, independent of this government. Why would a keep going, keep going, keep going? Bills continue to be introduced every year. That bill is 35 years old. 35 years old. I can remember it. Because my 35th anniversary is be coming up on Saturday. So I remember. That's a long time, isn't it? Yes, bullshit. No, we have to turn, we have to pivot with the Honorable Silas Muhammad. The pathway is to the United Nations. Let the world hear our case. Do you hear me? Yes, sir. Let the world hear our case. This is the man. If you want to know about his work, this is the book right here. You want to know more about him? Go to the High Commissioner Human Rights website, and you can see his work. That's the man, the Honorable Silas Muhammad. Never forget that name. When it comes to America, don't support reparations for you. But they supported for Japanese Americans. Everybody but us. Everybody but us. So that should let you know what America think about us.
That's right. That's right. Teach.
They hate you because they hate you. To tell you the truth, they see us today like they saw our ancestors centuries ago. They see us less than human beings. That's a white thing in the white household. Just like we say, oh, that's a black thing. Well, that's a white thing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Have you ever seen a million white people marching on Washington, demanding justice for you? You've never seen it. So that should let you know that something is wrong. Something is up, right? So we must unite and go forward and take this to the world. The world is waiting on you to rise. and I will be giving you information from the Honorable Silas Muhammad. Never forget that name, Silas Muhammad. Can you say it?
Silas Muhammad.
Who?
Silas Muhammad.
Who?
Silas Muhammad.
Who?
Silas Muhammad.
All right. And I'm almost finished.
Take your time.
In closing, the Honorable Silas Muhammad has made over 30 trips to the United Nations to secure United Nations recognition for us as Afro-descendants. Today we have a name, a political identity. We have an identity called Afro-descendants. In order to sue for reparations, you need to have a name. This we have achieved. The name Afro-descendants is recognized in the United Nations. This recognition we have standing to sue. The only question is our unity. Our unity. That's the only question. My brothers and sisters from Baltimore.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the only question, is our unity. And once we unify behind the Honorable Silas Muhammad, who's carrying that self-determination banner, human rights banner, we'll be on our way. Yeah. We can shake the earth. We can shake America with our unity. Right, sir. We want to flex. We want to flex a little bit. Is anything wrong with flexing?
No, sir.
This white man needs to see that we're wide awake and we can see him playing politics with our humanity.
That's right.
Type. In 1994, he mentioned the Nation of Islam, or the Lost Foundation of Islam, had petitioned the United Nations to investigate the provisions of reparations to Black Americans and intervene in pressing for such compensation under the umbrella of international law. He's the man. And this is the reparations petition right here. I have enjoyed talking with you tonight, and as we continue to have these meetings, we will go deeper inside of reparations and self-determination. There's still hope. There's still hope for our people. You don't have to continue to go to the U.S. government. Continue to stand behind the H.R. 40 bill. 35 years is a long time. You have to make a sharp left or sharp right. And I should be on United Nations. Our eyes should be on the Honorable Silas Muhammad. Let's say it one more time. What's his name?
Silas Muhammad.
What's his name?
Silas Muhammad.
What's his name?
Silas Muhammad.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum.
Give him a round of applause. Minister Najib Muhammad, the Lost Foundation of Islam, under the leadership of the Honorable Silas Muhammad. We're forever thankful for him for uniting with us for building all the network organizations to compose our own political or social political platform. And I'm telling you, the great doctor and professor Cornel West is a brilliant historian. He is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, by the way, and he is responsible for us going to Tulsa several times. But what we discovered is that they dropped 10,000 firebombs in the massacre at Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. The other thing is that they told us there were 300 people massacred in Tulsa, Oklahoma. The government statistics, the local, the state, the city of Tulsa, the work, and Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz and others can attest to the fact that we have found there well over 3,000 body bags, well over 3,000 black people massacred from the 10,000 firebombs. In order to get a vehicle airborne, you have to sign off, meaning the local airport had to sign off. The city, the municipal, the regional airport, the state of Oklahoma, but as well, the federal government endorsed them dropping a bomb when the GAP band, that stands for GAP, G-A-P, Greenwood, Archer, and Pine, murdering, massacring well over 3,000 people. Oh, you should be fired up to get your reparations. You should be fired up to get justice for people. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, they should not Allah have his justice visit on a people who refuse to accept the truth. That's right. A people who refuse to bear witness to the truth. So you must again reorganize, restructure based on your family value systems and avoid the Mediterranean value system, meaning their sexuality, their diet, their spirituality, their socialism, and their politics, and get your own brand of politics, as our great brother Dr. Malik Zulu Shabazz. Come on. He got his own brand of politics and the leadership of the Honorable Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum. And Black Power, take it
long. But we got much more to do, and there'll be much more time, brother Blackfoot. We need to hear you more, and we're setting up forums all over this city and everywhere. We need to hear you more and extensively. Black youth need to hear you. Our people need to hear you more, and that's where we're headed. My family, y'all are great. Oh yeah, y'all are great. Dinner's on me. And all the dinner's on me and everything on me, just for inspiring us and keeping up the struggle and knowing that we're here for you. Call us when you need us in Baltimore.
Yes, sir.
We're going to be calling you here.
That's right.
Between this beltway, we're going to tear this thing up.
That's right.
I mean, there is hope. There is hope amongst black men. I'm happy tonight. I got joy in my heart. Great lecture, Brother Minister. Great lecture. Great lecture. Joy. Join an organization. New Black Panther Party. This is our brother OC. He's the Washington, D.C. chairman. He's a professional weapons trainer, and he's bad. He's bad. He's traveled with me all over the country in some of the tightest spots and areas. Well, now he's there as our brother, and we're going to be supporting him. That's right. As his big brothers and the teachers, he may not be the greatest minister. That's all right. We got plenty of ministers here. But we need some soldiers now that will have our back, and more soldiers on the line, and this man is a soldier's soldier. And his name is OC, and he goes everywhere. He'll be seen here, he'll be seen there. Wherever the spirit to help our people is here. So I want you to recognize him. I want you to honor him. I want you to support. Join the Afro-descendant nation. I think they have the forms in the back. Join. It's just as simple as join, because we move in unity. Just be yourself. Join an organization. Imam Ali, Brother, just not enough I can say about how you've been so instrumental in helping us, and your heart is a great heart. And so thank you to everybody that has come. I won't even take no questions because we're going to sit down and watch this debate tonight and see what goes on. And either way you slice it, we know that our path is self-determination and reparations. And this movement is going strong. That's what you can say. If you can't depend on the Democrats or the Republicans, guess what? We have been given our own leadership and our own selves. We have doctors, we have lawyers, we have what? We have what? Construction. That's construction. We have what? Talk to us. We got doctors, we got lawyers, we got cooks. Talk to me. What we Christian. Is that right? Talk to me. Who we got here? Talk to me, black man. Huh? Real estate. Talk to me. Teachers, educator, life insurance. Talk to me.
Campaign, finance,
campaign finance.
Diplomats.
Diplomats. Talk to us.
Education.
Talk to us, black man. Talk to us. Talk to us. This is the seed of our nation. Let's rise together.
We are everything.
Let's rise together. Let's stand up if we can and let's hold up some black hands. Let's close out like we normally do. Let's hold some black hands together if we can. Let's get in a circle if we can. So, I'm dropping another one too. I'm dropping another one. I'll tell you in a minute. Everybody just hold hands. Come on. See if we can hook up with his right hand if you're not on security. You should be on security. You should be on security. You should maintain security. Lock in. Everybody else lock in.
Right down, left, left.
Brother Baruch, get somebody to your right. We wouldn't be here. And we wouldn't have this great black facility. We wouldn't have this example if it wasn't for the love and the sacrifice of our brother and our big brother here. There's not enough we can say about how he has helped us, our community, and what he has done for us. Hold 1 second before we go further.
Peace, family. Thank you. Thank you again for choosing Eli for a location relationship with self. We need to first recover that relationship before we can recover our relationships amongst one another. So start on that relationship first. One of the most significant things that we can do about starting on that relationship is watching what you're putting inside of your body. If it's not nutritious, it's not food. If it's not nutritious, it's not food. One more time. Fight this fight. There's some stomp down warriors in here that I wouldn't want to be in an alley with if they was going against me. I wouldn't want to be there. But the thing about it is we're continuing to nourish ourselves with our enemy's food. And our enemy will not make us stronger. That's not the identity of an enemy. Your enemy is going to destroy you. So please be mindful of what you do. Support the institutions that support you. I want y'all this coming week to support the institutions that would have had this event at their facility. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love you, guys.
All right, come on, last drop.
We must be careful.
Good like Mike Tyson, brother.
We must be careful. We must be mindful of our children.
That's right.
Our children, our babies are looking to us. So we must teach them, train them to fight with those who fight with us.
That's right.
Teach them, train them, mold them, and make them. Teach them the hidden power behind the spoken word. Teach them how to transform mere words into powerful, thoughtful expressions.
Loose the knot in their tongues.
Come on.
Teach them not to be cowards, but to be bold and brave, from the cradle to the grave.
All right, sisters and brothers, please grab hand tight. Hold after me, please. Repeat after me. Say, we are an African people.
We are African people.
We are Afro descendants.
We are Afro descendants.
Robbed of our homeland.
Robbed